Hi everyone, my name is Hakan. I'm a businessman, market analyst, and a self-taught social scientist. I've been studying subjects like epistemology, philosophy, law, history, politics, psychology, sociology, and economics for nearly 4 decades now. And I've set up this channel called Bossman to explain to people what is really going on in regards to those subjects, in regards to politics and economics and culture. We have a rotting society, broken on many levels, and we've got a massive economic crisis that's on the way. The biggest one in history, probably. So why is this going to take place? 2008 is just around the corner. They were supposed to have solved the situation. Why did that occur? And what did they do as a result? They bailed out those companies who made losses, those big banks. And pre them bailing out, our central bank, Bank of England, already had a guarantee that they would bail them out. You see, central banking is very anti-capitalistic. It has nothing to do with capitalism, and it corrupts it big time by corrupting the price of interest rates, which is the most important price in the whole of the markets. So we have a crony capitalist system. That's why bailouts exist. But crony capitalism isn't capitalism, it's cronyism. It depends on favors, privileges, benefits, force, fraud, threat, not merit, not competence, not voluntary actions of the consumer. So we have a Bank of England that is constantly inflating our currency and weakening it, therefore, and corrupting the price of interest rates, which leads to malinvestments and business cycles and depressions. And on the other side, we have governments back to back that's constantly creating trade deficits and budget deficits, and a system where there's ridiculously high numbers of regulation and licensing and taxation and all the rest of it that acts as a hurdle against all business. Price controls. Bank of England doing it. Are you aware that price controls are 4,800 years old? Chinese tried it first. And then the Babylonians, 2,800 years ago. What happened to those societies? It's been tried many times since. What does price controls create? Shortages, surpluses, neither of which are good for an economy. Just like those societies, the Chinese and the Babylonians, and whoever else who tried it. These price controls, these taxes, these licenses, these regulations, that central bank guaranteeing losses. How can you even guarantee losses? Isn't capitalism supposed to be a profit and loss system? So how can you keep the profits but socialize the losses? How is that sustainable? As a society, we are rotting, broken on many levels. We have an entitlement culture gone mad. We have political correctness gone mad. We have so-called experts lying or misinformed, thanks to public education and the crony capitalist media. We need to change this society, guys. Otherwise, the crime, the alienation, the mental depression, the suicide levels, they're all gonna rise. All this confusion, this fear, this ignorance, this alienation, this division, this polarization need not exist in society. Bossman is going to be here all the while from now on to explain why it was wrong to to save the banks in 2008. And what has led up to that? Why it's wrong to control prices like the interest rates or any price, but the interest rates price is the most important price in markets, especially that price. Is the public aware that central banking itself is anti-capitalistic? It's in fact a part of the Communist Manifesto. Item 5, centralization of credit. Come to think of it, there are more items from that list that is in this society. Thanks to corrupt politicians, and thanks to ignorant masses, and thanks to a crony capitalist media who is more afraid of the government and its interventions rather than its competition or the consumer that's reading or potentially consuming its news. From now on, you have another voice, one that explains economics, sociology, psychology, politics for what they are. You're being run by thieves, liars, sociopaths, murderers. This is no society that is sustainable. It's falling fast, and many, many bad things are in store for us. You've got to learn some history, some economics, if not even philosophy or law or things like that. We have to know what happened in the past. We have to know why economic phenomena happens, why crises happen, what are prices control, what do they create, who have been tried by, what happened to those societies. So, this is my business, my building, mine and my brothers. Erdoğan abi. Mosaic restaurant. Just that small kebab shop and me pay over 100 grand in taxes every year. Just one shop and me. And look at all the other shops, little ones. Think of the medium-sized ones and the big ones like the Coca-Colas, the Pepsis. All those taxes. They go to these fuckers, and what do they do with them? They brainwash our kids in the education system. They corrupt businessmen. They inflate our currency. They lie to our faces. They send us to war to die. This is no society to live. 2022, guys. You need to learn some economics, and I'm gonna be there teaching you economic theory. What is money? What is trade? We will talk about monopoly theory. We will talk about price theory. We will talk about value theory. We will talk about utility theory. We will talk about diminishing marginal returns. We will talk, because unless you learn what's going on in the world and how markets work, you are always going to be on the losing side, and you're going to lose the opportunity of becoming much, much freer and wealthier than you could otherwise have become. I am Bossman, and today I'm going to my second favorite shop on earth, which is TK Maxx, to exchange some stuff that's in my rucksack. So from the shitty crappy town of Austria, we're going to the less shitty and less crappy town of Camden Town. See you there, guys and girls.